My mom was a single mom, struggled severely financially. So we depended a lot on support, assistance, things of that nature. And I watched my mom really balance life of two growing boys in a gang-infested neighborhood, limited resources, both by way of food and money. But it's personal to me because for every young person who will benefit from the resources through United Way, I'm that young person.
There's not a day that I drive to work that I don't see someone standing on a corner asking for help. And it causes me to reflect on how fortunate I've been and that perhaps I could change someone else's fortune.
Hearing what the United Way's done, the studies they've done, the numbers they've found, it's just eye-opening. The needs in our community are much more vast than we realize. And then now what are you gonna do once you know about it? And it's kind of like, how can I roll up my sleeves and help? And there's no better organization doing that right now than this one.
When you get to hear how our community, how our neighbors are being impacted by actual programs and the resources that we collectively provide, that's really when I bought in and went all the way in. And I love that phrase, United Way. Together we can make a way forward in our community, even though it starts as an individual, but we gotta lock arms and do it.
That's what the United Way does. It serves so many needs, particularly those who are less fortunate, the working poor, those in poverty, and does that through many different agencies here. It's kind of a one-stop shop to get the biggest bang for your buck to try to help everyone around you. One person at a time sometimes can change an entire community.
If you inspire 1, 2, 3 people, it makes a difference. I think it's gotta spread. And where are we gonna start? If we don't start within ourselves, within our home, and just say, okay, what can you do with the here and now? What can you make a difference in Tallahassee? And every little drop fills the bucket and makes the bucket a little better, makes the world a little better.
Problems generally are complicated, and societal problems, socioeconomic, economic problems, these things are not easy. And so when you have an organization like the United Way that is using data to find solutions, to identify the problems that are most acute, the ones where we think we can really move the needle and make a difference.
I am interested in organizations that move the needle. And I think United Way chooses to be a positive force that one person at a time, one group at a time, one organization at a time can make a difference in the lives of others if we're united around a common purpose, a common cause, and that is focusing on improving opportunities for people in this community and making it a better place to live.
The United Way does incredible work. I'm so proud to be a part of it. We are, the pulse of the community. We are on top of what is going on. We focus on all of the areas of critical need, and there's no better agency, I think, than to try to meet those needs.
The reflection that the organization made as a whole to focus on the ALICE population, the working poor, I think says a lot about where this organization is and where it's going. Let's identify an area where we can really have an impact, where we can really have a meaningful touch in people's lives and hopefully change their lives for the better.
We all need a hand at times. And what you see are individuals that are your peers now who may have been recipients in the past. And you don't know their story as to why they're giving and why they're involved, but I'm sitting here because of it. And I donate my time, my money, and my energy because I know that there's someone else on the other side that may be sitting in this chair when I'm gone that can get that benefit.
The United Way for me is all about community, and when we think about what is community, it's our neighbors and friends caring for other neighbors and friends. It's very different when you read something on paper and then when you're sitting with a homeless pregnant woman. That can really get your heart, and once you see the need, I think it's hard to walk away and not help.
You
do begin to question just what can we do to move the needle to make a difference. But you have to start somewhere.
We can know about it, we can read, we can be informed, but it's quite another thing to actually get in the fray and try to make a difference.
The United Way often makes the difference between somebody being hungry all day, somebody not being able to pay their bills, somebody being evicted from their homes or not.
Why reinvent the wheel if you already have a very high-functioning wheel rolling down the highway?
There are a lot of people who are giving of their time and treasures and talents, and without that, we couldn't do anything. So it requires people, not just the core staff who are working very hard, but it's the network of volunteers and people working hard to make it happen.
I would say go to United Way, because the United Way, in my opinion, is the heartbeat of the community.